last night I was shown something that I really wasn't expecting, and that's quite often how my most powerful visions work is when I'm not expecting them. And I'm just going to share it with you. It's woo, it's out there, but that's what this channel is about. We are woo woo, we're all about the mystery, intuition, all the things. Now, what I saw was these Pleiadian Vikings, and these are warriors of light. So these are warriors of light, and I got to watch literally all night as wave after wave after wave of these beautiful Pleiadian warriors were traveling to Earth in droves, so en masse. And they were being sent here to finally confront the darkness. And I will be bringing through a message from my Sasquatch guide Cosmo about the deeper meaning and reasoning to why now. Okay, so that's coming up. What they did was they came in to bring light into all of the places and spaces where consciousness had become distorted. They physically removed a lot of that darkness. And then the vision shifted, and I was shown, it's so interesting. This isn't the first time these Pleiadian Vikings have been to planet Earth. They actually came as incarnated souls, a bit like starseeds are today. This was an experiment, not a collective ascension experiment, just a micro experiment to see how they could bring through their light as light warriors onto the planet to assist us with the evolution of our collective consciousness. Now, the moment they entered the density of this Earth experience, just like so many humans, they forgot. They forgot who they were. They forgot why they had come, and they became what we saw over history, which was these human warriors, a lot of barbaric warriors, conquerors, fighters. And the very consciousness they had come to transform became the consciousness that they actually embodied. And so that was a failed experiment. And I was shown that this was why the Viking era eventually phased out, because of the failed experiment. If this resonates, I would love to hear from you in the comments too. Now, this wasn't because the light beings themselves had failed. They came here on a beautiful mission, like so many of us, but because that forgetting was so and utterly complete for them. Again, like so many humans, we come on this mission and then we forget, and that is one of the hardest part about being a human. So as I was watching these waves of consciousness coming to the planet in the form of these beautiful Pleiadian Viking warriors, I was shown all of this darkness being pulled out of our planet and also being pulled out of some human bodies. It just looked like a swarm of like black bees being lifted up off our planet, and this happened for hours and hours and hours, like I said, all through the night. Now, souls trapped within their own purgatory states, that is what I was shown, because I asked, what's going to happen to these beings now that they're being taken from the planet? Very similar to human beings. So some of them will create their own sense of purgatory now that they've been lifted off planet. And the amount of time they stay there, again, with humans, is very much depends on their own willingness to look at their actions. Okay, I'm not saying it is hell and I'm not saying it is purgatory. I'm just giving you a symbolic reference of what that might look like for them. Now, some of them are actually going to awaken very quickly. They're going to want to shift and heal and do good and balance the scales. Okay, now So they will be balancing what they created, some of them by coming back as a human and doing good. And so, like I said, my Sasquatch guide Cosmo, I asked him about this. I was like, this is totally new to me. Tell me more. And when I connect with Cosmo, what comes through is, yes, it's him, but it's also the entire soul collective of the Sasquatch people. Now, it's just, it blows my mind. It's just so interesting. So he was thanking me for being an ambassador for their people, to share their important messages, because every message has a key that will support humanity in moving through this phase of ascension. Now, first you asked if we left. So I was asking if the Sasquatch people had left the planet, because I felt a shift in their energy over months now. And I was like, have they gone? I knew some were here, but I wondered if they left like a skeleton crew. So what he said was, first you asked if we left the planet. Some have, but many have stayed. But we have shifted frequencies as more and more of our human brothers and sisters are remembering that we are not only real, we are related. But with this greater awareness brought more unwanted attention from your governments and secret intelligence agencies, who for a long time have wished to capture us, experiment on us, clone us, and wipe us out. So, as a measure of protection as a collective on Gaia, we have shifted frequencies to remain more undetected. So that's what I was feeling into. And they said, that does not mean we are not here, and it does not mean sightings and encounters will not continue, for they will, with the humans that we choose. There are no accidental encounters, even when it may seem so. It is all a part of the great remembrance. We too were brought in for the great battle last night. As your cosmic light warriors swarmed the planet, we were here, anchored and ready, not allowing any beings to go underground. Because that's typically what they've done over, I'm going to say millennia. So what he's saying is, anytime the Star Council came to get involved, they would basically go underground. Like, they dug their heels in. They are not leaving this planet. But something shifted last night. So he said, many of us were sent to collect those hiding beneath the surfaces of the planet. This is a great win for the collective, not just here, but across this galaxy that we all call home. This shift is why many intuitive conscious humans noticed a rise in duality. I especially noticed this yesterday before I had the vision. The split, if you will. So we can just call it the split, right? That split in consciousness. What we have to say about this is, you will continue to notice the split in the conscious choices of humanity, but blame and shame and judgment will only lengthen this progress that we have made in the last 24 hours, for we have made monumental progress. Separation consciousness may look like it's expanding, but it is not. That is only because so many humans are now craving compassion and unity, that now the awareness of any separation seems greater. Again, it is not, and this is actually a good thing. Continue to have your conversations around your desires for change, but we invite you to not stop there, for you must viscerally be the change if you will. Okay, so it's saying you've got to be the change. That means remembering that. So he gave me an example. That means remembering that human you dislike is actually another version of you, like players in a game. what part of you feels that way about yourself? Can you give yourself compassion in those moments rather than default to old reactions and character defects? For the shortcoming of many humans is to point the finger, not realizing that the finger should be pointed back at themselves. I love it. You want to change the world? That's how. Start with you. And then I asked him, how long? And I know that so many so many psychics and mediums are asking spirit, how long till ascension takes place, how long till new earth is here, how long till the great solar flash. This is what he said, because I haven't heard anyone give a date. It's going to happen on this date. And the reason is, he said, this is not an easy question to answer due to the timeline potentials, especially when you factor in billions of people on the planet whose every micro conscious and unconscious thoughts and actions affect the collective timeline. Could be three to 6 months. It could be 3 to 6 years, he said. Okay? But I can tell you this, he said. We have made great strides, and it's not going to go unnoticed. So we're going to notice some more positive changes, which is such a good message to finally bring through. I just love that. And so I'd love to hear if you had any strange occurrences over the last few days, any strange feelings, sudden insights, because that's, whether you're intuitive or not, we have felt what is going on this planet. We have felt it for years. It is getting more intense, and it's going to keep going. Especially what happened last night with these Pleiadian Vikings, these beautiful light warriors. It was a real galactic effort. It wasn't just them. The Star Council has been overseeing missions like this on planet Earth for a long time, and they don't always get involved as hands-on as this, although they have before. But this was a thorough sweep through. Really interesting. I'd love to hear what you get from that. And I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next week. Bye.